Welcome in, everybody. Today we have a nice another review for you guys. The one that I haven't done in a while, and I just watched it. I actually got to watch it a day earlier than its original release date. We are going to be discussing the new Backrooms movie, one of the most anticipated, movies of the year so far, along with some other movies that I have watched this year. But let's go ahead and this one will only be for Backrooms. Now, Backrooms, a little context, Backrooms is a unique kind of indie game, but with like a dream core kind of twist on it. It's very fun, very interesting. But in terms of the movie has a bit of a slow start in the beginning. We're introduced to a character. I honestly can't remember the characters' names, but if you want a very blunt review and a very straight up review rating, I would say a solid rating for the movie would be a good 6, somewhere around the 6 to a 7, somewhere between there. I don't think it's great, but there is some interesting potential and a lot of things I did enjoy from the movie series. But starting off, we have a very slow introduction. We're introduced to, a nice gentleman, and we run into his therapist. There's a bit of he has a bit of a past with certain things. And then finally, we're introduced to the backrooms level. The main thing we're all here for. The rooms itself. We want to see, hey, what's going on. So uniquely enough, in his furniture store in the attic, he has a little basement going on. By the way, spoiler alerts. I mean, we're gonna cover a bit of everything. I'll try not to do too much of a yap session. But if you're looking for hardcore horror, I think you're definitely in the wrong spot. This is definitely not a hardcore horror movie. I don't know why it's rated R. I mean, there is a pretty decent scene towards the beginning. We do get some pretty cool, interesting VHS tape moments, which are actually the best ones, which are in the beginning. Tragically enough, and look, this is where it's very complicated to rate the movie because it's divided into two. The first half of the movie is actually, we're provided a good amount of lore, not like super crazy. It doesn't have to be super intense, and it also doesn't have to be where we're rewriting the whole game completely. It still has some backroom stuff, and we're seeing a lot of that in the beginning. But tragically, as we make our way throughout the movie, their focus of lore becomes more heavy, and the title is Backrooms at the end of the day, right? Where we want to see backroom stuff. We want to see, we want to hear some nice melodies, some nice songs, some moments that, it gives the little goosebumps vibe or the little, uneasy feeling, or I don't know how you feel about Backrooms. I kind of enjoy this, like, the weirdness of it. I don't know. It just feels very comforting for me. I don't know if you're the same. I was, as a critic, a movie critic, I think I'm a bit biased because I was anticipating and I had very high hopes of the movie. And I was actually receiving that. The movie was providing it for me in the beginning with, the right amount of horror, the right amount of lore. It was sprinkled in very nicely and it had a good build up. But there's a point where, our what was once we considered a protagonist, he's now, he's the antagonist. He's a weird guy, kind of lost his mind, maybe low sanity. I don't know if you guys have played the backroom games, but that stuff happens with time. And he's just completely out of it. And also our entity, well, we didn't quite get an entity, although some may classify him. I talked with my buddy Saddle. He's an advocate saying that it is the entity. I refuse to believe so. Rather, I think it's its own creature. It's an interesting creature. I think it's somewhere along the lines of a mimic, but he didn't provide that much of a scare. You really want to see, or not even a scare, but more of a uniqueness. I don't think the uniqueness or the design was accurate to a backroom. It was an interesting design. Okay, maybe throw them out there, but as for the other mobs weren't very eye catching. It was ultimately a bit of a letdown with some of the monsters. It's not like I'm expecting, an exact replica of the entity, right? The glitch pixelated guy. Rather, I was expecting something different with, a scare factor. And there's actually even a scene where his therapist beats up one of the mobs with a rock. And I mean, you think of backrooms, you think of these like interesting level bosses, and I don't know. For it being only one boss, well, one main um mob, we could say, one main mob, he doesn't quite get the itch for us back. For me, I'll say for me, because a lot of people, I've been reading a little bit into it about the reviews, and a lot of people are like, if you're a true Backrooms fan, you're gonna love this game. It's gonna be the best thing you've ever watched. You're gonna get your itch scratched. Only if you're a true Backrooms fan and not some Roblox LARPer. And I see reviews like that, and it really gets me upset because I am pretty deep into lore. I mean, I'm not gonna quote levels off my head. Oh, like you see a floaty, and I'm gonna say that's level 679. I'm not that good with it, but I enjoy the games. I enjoy the games. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy the idea of it. It's a very interesting design, and I felt like we didn't even scratch the surface level itch of that game. I know, some people are like, "Yeah, there's 10 levels," and or "Oh, there's only the one level, but it's infinite and it goes on forever." I think there was just so much potential that was missed out, and I thought they had everything set up to be an excellent movie, and the buildup was there, but I somewhere they got sidetracked along with the lore because there's a moment where we're sitting at a table. Our new antagonist, he's kind of he's lost his mind, little Coco for Cocoa Puffs, but he just completely falls apart, and rather than this exploring of the back rooms or like kind of encountering of other mobs, he's kind of the bad guy, and we don't really explore too much of the rooms. Yes, we're on level 1 for the majority. I mean, for the whole thing. There was a little snippet of the pool rooms, which I like to talk about because pool rooms is one of my favorite rooms. And I mean, other than that, I mean, it cuts off. The ending, it's a bit of a silly ending. I won't spoil everything for you. I mean, I could go bar for the whole movie, but this is kind of a quick little brief review from what I've seen. So, one, let's do some quick recaps. If you're looking for horror, this is not the movie for you. This is a more of a I don't know, like if you're looking for a completely random movie out of the air, not even like off of the games. So if you have played the games on Steam and you're looking for something like that, like I was, 'cause I love the games on Steam. The games on Steam are amazing. The lore, the mobs, everything's great. And yes, the AI is dumb and stuff like that, but that's a different topic. But if you're looking for something like that, this isn't the movie for you either. This is the movie for you if I don't I honestly I'm not sure. There's the ending, yes, I mean it gives you a little funky ending feeling, or like, oh, like let's theorize what could have happened. Is she crazy? Is she not? And I don't like to think about that. I wanted it to be real, and yeah, I mean the idea of backrooms being real is weird, but I'm just saying I wanted it to feel real, and I wanted to have a good scare factor, and it definitely did in the first half of the movie. The second half movie, we were kind of left hanging to dry, and we are just like nose deep into some plot that we honestly could care less about. I didn't care about the plot at all. This specific plot, not like Backrooms plot. This was more like a of an individual man that really wasn't too like important in an interesting way. So we're learning about this guy rather than the Backrooms movie. I mean, if it was like a movie like title something different with like a Backrooms kind of feel, but this movie's called Backrooms, dude. I want to see backroom stuff. I want to feel weird. I want to have that weird feeling where I don't know. I mean, I don't expect him to go around doing puzzles and all of this stuff, but I expect a weird, uncanny feeling. Something has got to be unsettling a little bit. But we stay in the level 1 for pretty much the whole movie, and the furniture store, I mean, there's, like, some weird things we see, the furniture's glitching through the floor and things like that, but, I mean, I don't get that feeling. It just feels like, I don't know, like the game didn't fully load or something like that, and I think Backrooms is much more than that. So, this is my take on it. An official, Seleucid rating, we could say. We'll do a little, our own rating scale. I'm gonna give this one a solid 6. No, I've been hating on it more and more, and I'm thinking this is a fair review. I want to be very strict with my rating. I'm gonna give it a 5.7, above average, right? But just so much missed potential. I think the potential could have went up to nearly in mid eights to high. I mean, really, if they really got creative, but ultimately, this movie was a miss for me, and I'm excited to see what you guys say. Let me know if you guys want to see the other reviews. I did end up watching the new Mortal Kombat movie, which was pretty solid, and make sure you watch Obsession. I watched that. Man, that thing will do damage to you, and it's still doing damage to me. Great movie. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Hope to see you around.